Hello, everybody, and welcome to Comics News Today. I am Chester C. Busby III, and I am joined by my wonderful panel. Now, guys, I am sitting here on a pretty sunny day with a hot cup of coffee with a bunch of friends, and I would really love to know how everybody's doing, not only those in the panel, but those in the chat. Keep in mind, we have all our links down below, so please go check those out. But let's get right into it. How you doing today, Booster? You got a sunny day going on?
No, it's crappy.
Is it? Oh, wow. That's too bad, dude. Of course, you and I are on the right side of the planet, so
Yeah, yeah.
we are in the
It's
future. We're
green.
guarding the rest of them from the potential alien invasion through time.
Oh, it's been pissing down all day. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
summer. It's horrible. It's miserable over here.
Oh well. How are your wombats doing in the backyard?
They all drowned.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Too
well, it
bad.
sounds like a tragedy, but that's dinner, so.
That is true. That is true. But I sent all that devil's lettuce to feed them. I feel like I've lost something, however.
That, yeah, that might have contributed to killing them, Chester.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Oh my.
Because that's why we don't smoke the devil's lettuce, because it
It's
will
true.
kill you.
It is true. It will kill you. All right, dude. Thank you. Moving on here, we got DeWolf with us. How you doing, man?
Howdy, howdy. It's just, it's been gray and dreary and it feels colder than it is because there's so much just moisture sitting around
Oh, really?
on the ground and the air.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hope I'm not the
Say
only
that
one that's
again.
having a fair day.
Moisture.
Moisture. How you doing, Denelli?
Moisture.
How's it in Florida?
It's windy and cold. I mean, not too cold, but cold for
what?
Florida.
Where,
Wow.
What part of Florida are you in?
Oh, let's not get that detailed. Florida's good enough,
Yeah.
Todd.
Yeah.
When you're saying it's cold, what is cold to him?
That's true.
They don't really know what cold is, dude. They don't understand it.
They
It's
don't.
okay.
Hen-
No, they don't.
Hence, I put that qualifier: cold for Florida.
Welcome to Weather Speak with Booster and the boys.
That's true. That's
Yes.
true. Well, I am very interested. Everybody seems to be having a miserable day. Let's continue down. Todd, are you having a miserable day?
No, but no, actually it wasn't bad here today because I did go pick up my daughter. But I've been working all day, so no, I'm not miserable. It's okay. I can deal with it.
Oh, cool. Well, I know I was working all day yesterday, which is supposed to be my Sunday, but oh well. Here we are on your Monday, so we shall just dive right into the news. I see we do got a bunch of people here that are jumping in. We haven't seen any chats yet, but that's all right. Oh, there comes Jimmy Ortiz. Hey, Ortiz, thank you the other day for helping me out, dude. That was really cool. The oranges are frozen in Florida. I'm pretty sure it's not growing season yet.
I don't know what that means. Why do origins just freeze over?
I guess they could, right?
That sounds like a pain in the ass.
Well, I know here we actually have the Mekong growing, which is a mandarin orange. So I don't know. Maybe oranges do grow in this season. I don't know anything about it. I'm not a farmer.
Hmm.
Doing big things. Yeah, well, I don't know about that, dude, but I certainly know I'm burning a lot of hours, but that's what it is. But anyway, let's jump over here to our news and get right into it. Unfortunately, we're starting off with a bit of sad news again, but well, it's been a really bad year for the death of known people. I don't know what it is, but from going in from last year into now, there's been so many people have been passing away. Go ahead
Yep.
and I'll put this up for the panel over here so they can see it at live.
Oh,
just like the rest
good.
of you.
We're,
Batten Lash
oh no.
passed away at 65 due to brain cancer.
Very young, yeah.
Oh, good. We're starting off with a nice story, I see.
Well, I like to get the memoriams out of the way in the beginning because it just seems more respectful to do that.
Certainly is.
Yeah, But here is Mr. Lash himself, and as we can see, some of the comics he worked on here, The Punisher Meets Archie, which we talked about this a little bit before, right? It's so funny to have this
that's hilarious.
crossover. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Now, can you tell me, Janelli, because I'm not really sure, what company first published Archie? What? Now I know I've seen Archie. My mother loved Archie, but what is the publisher for Archie?
Archie Comics.
It's just Archie Comics, so that's why I don't know because it's so obvious. I see. All right then. But peaceful journeys to Mr. Lash, and like I said, there's been a lot of them, right? We've had a lot of people pass away recently, or at least known people. I mean, people die every day, every breath. Someone has passed away actually on this planet. But
Every
Yeah.
3 seconds.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, Todd was right.
Someone just died.
Excuse me. It was it's
Someone
Archie
just died.
Comics.
there goes another one.
But it was Archie Comics, but when it first published, it was under MLJ Comics.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, see, I
You
see.
know, I
knew-
find it.
No, go ahead, dude.
Go ahead.
No,
Oh,
I
I
just
find
said
it
I knew to
interesting
Aston
that-
Alley.
Yeah, I got to go
Well,
to the
there in
doctor.
that comic it says 48 pages with no ads, and I always thought the ads were fun back then. You know.
So did I. Yeah, they're not so much fun now, but oh well, it is what
They
it
were
is.
interesting.
Hey, did you guys see before we move on to the next story? Did you see what Gillette did today? Gillette razors, you know, that thing that men buy mainly to use. I mean, because I think they have a female line, but I know
Oh,
my
tell me
wife-
more about Chester and Gillette and the convenient brand.
Well,
Is this story going to cut deep?
it's going
Yes.
to cut extremely deep. Yeah, jokes. No, they came out with a advertisement, quite a long one, an internet advertisement, and it was basically telling men to stop being so manly and masculine. You damn bastards! Get yourselves together and take care of those poor women that you abuse every day, all day long. They literally did that, and it's worse than I'm making it sound. It's worse than making it sound.
Yeah, I
That's
saw
not
that.
fun
And
at all.
I might not getting any more Gillette.
No,
well,
it's
I
that
haven't been
bad.
getting Gillette.
No, I buy Schick, I think it's called, or Shtick, or whatever it's called. I don't know.
I buy Harry's.
That's unfortunate.
It is, because that's like a bullet to the head. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know why you would do that, because it's the easiest thing just to buy another razor. I mean, I just go buy
Yeah,
another one. I mean, I don't buy Gillette anyway, but I certainly won't now. You know,
Oh, I
because,
have
mean,
a
it's-
Gillette razor.
I do apologize, dude, but it was
Oh,
really bad
no.
video. It was straight on feminist propaganda video, full on, 100%.
It's shave off your toxic masket.
It is.
Tilt.
mean-
That's where it was going.
Oh,
They had
so
like
gay.
yeah, mansplaining and I mean, you name it. The feminine propaganda that they say, feminist propaganda. It was just full of it. Absolute ridiculous suicide by a company. I don't know why they would do that. Go big razors. Yeah, I mean, get woke, go
Yeah.
broke. Yeah, dude. Absolutely.
Well, which has nothing to do with cartoonist Bat and Lash.
It doesn't,
our
but I
hearts
just thought
go
I'd
out
mention it
to-
because it just happened. But hearts
Yes.
definitely go out to him.
Our hearts go out to the family
Right.
members and everyone else involved. Yes.
So let's move on to much happier news, much cooler news. And this is actually from DeWolf, so we'll let him take the lead on this one.
Oh, and a Ferris. No.
Oh, yeah. So this is interesting because at first I didn't think this was actually a real news, article, that it was even necessary to be news. When I hear about this kind of stuff, I just go, yeah, whatever. They're Hollywood types, right? The fact that Chris Pratt and Catherine Schwarzenegger are engaged. Yet, if you scroll down, you see on his Instagram, it says something to the effect of,
Right here.
I'm happy to move forward with you boldly in faith through my life. And I thought, oh wait, this does now connect with what we do, with Comicsgate and everything else because of the culture war, right? And you don't have to be a Christian to, get behind this kind of a thing because, Comicsgate, the independent comics movement, it's all about saying, hey, you can be who you are. You can go ahead and then allow yourself to do that. Put your artwork out there, right? Because his artwork is being Star-Lord, and he just does that. He's dedicated to that character. He puts out good art in his personal life. He also has this going on, right?
Mhm.
And so you shouldn't be punished, which is what we often see. You shouldn't be punished for having a personal viewpoint, that then affects your profession, which is what we know happened with Mike Miller, EBS, and everyone else that was involved in the Comicsgate professional side of things. So I just thought, hey, this is a good point here to get behind Chris Pratt, and you don't have to, like I said, you don't have to get behind necessarily his
I'd like to get
Christianity. I
behind
do
Chris
as a
Pratt.
Christian.
We know you
What's that?
would. But Booster's just doing his hetero masculinity homosexual thing he has going on.
Oh yes, I see. But on the other side of that, to get behind him with the fact that he's willing to do this, willing to just go ahead and speak his mind in his personal life,
Mhm.
and be able to be who he is and diverse. I think that's important.
And first of all, a couple of points I'd have on that you guys give your opinion. My looking at one, cute couple, cute girl, looks good, happy
Mhm.
for him. And
But she is a Schwarzenegger. I'm terrified for him.
well, no, come on. But I mean, good luck to them. Congratulations, et cetera, et cetera. But I thought this article was really neat too because the lady who is writing it used to be dating or marrying him, and she says that we are sad to announce we are legally separating. We tried hard for a long time. Da da da. Our sons, the two parents who loved him very much. So I guess Chris was married to Anna Faris. I don't know anything about this gossip stuff, and they have two kids, and they got divorced, and now he's
Oh, yeah.
getting remarried, and she sent them a congrats. So this is nothing negative here. This is a good article.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's being stand up.
Now,
Stand up.
yeah, and because Booster said so, I know that Chris Pratt will be getting that Terminator line back.
Maybe.
He's like, you hurt my little girl. I'll be back.
Yeah, I don't usually pay attention to these kind of gossipy things. My wife loves it though. But good for him, dude, and good for her for being accepting of it. But it sounds like their divorce must have been kind of mutual because doesn't seem to be a lot of anger.
Well, yeah, you know what? And once again, the Christian perspective, there's a lot of Christian folks, Christian churches out there that really push hard against people who have also been divorced. So they've got it possibly, coming from both sides. You've got the leftists and the far rightists, who could give them trouble. So, I go ahead and wish them the best.
Yeah, well, that is a touchy subject, and I'm sure everybody has opinions on things like that. But the main thing here is Chris Pratt is getting married again. I didn't know he was married before, but he's getting married again, and he's getting married to a cute girl, and they seem quite happy. It's nice photos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I especially like the one up top here where she's not wearing any makeup. That's the one I like the best. This one right here, because she's actually naturally a very cute and attractive, healthy girl. The ton of makeup kind of kills me. Yeah. That is one thing I actually like about here over, say, America. Of course, I don't know I haven't been in America in 2 decades, so I don't know what it's like now. But when I was there, girls were pouring the makeup on.
Now you're just talking about her.
Well, no, I'm just saying that when I was there, girls poured makeup on their face, just tons of it. Over here, it's more of very subtle touches. They don't wear lots of makeup in Japan. There's a few odd little cliques that do, but in general, the general average
that was
Japanese.
the 80s. But that was the 80s.
Women don't have to make themselves pretty for you, Chester.
No, they don't. That's my point. Exactly, Booster. Thank you for
60
supporting my point of view on it. Thank you.
Anyways, going there, Chester, that's the 80s. If you're talking about 20
That's why I said I don't know what it's like now.
You see it right there. Look to the right.
It's too much makeup. It's too much. It's too much. I don't like it.
Too much.
It's too much. Yeah. That's why I mentioned it. That's why I seem to have. It's too much. She's a pretty girl. So you don't need all that.
Yeah.
Moving on. All right, go ahead, Denali.
That toxic masculinity.
Cake face. Exactly, Jordan. Go ahead, Denali. I take on your next story here.
Oh, no.
Alan Moore changed a Watchmen plot point to avoid offending people. And this is the original run that we're talking about. What did he change? Spoilers, he changed the president from being Reagan to Nixon.
Mm-hmm.
So, because everybody was in love with Nixon.
Well, Reagan,
sorry.
Yeah. Well, now, of course, it doesn't matter much. Of course, this came out in a time that if he had done Reagan, he would have got a bunch of pushback. And Nixon was, everybody's whipping boy, so it was easy to get away with. And of course, we know Alan Moore is a person, like Grant Morrison. He's a lefty, but he's not, unlike the ones we have today. He actually could write a story properly and express his opinions properly, without all of the finger pointing and tongue lashings that we get these days. But the interesting thing for me from this is, the only interesting thing is, Reagan was a pretty good president. I mean, he wasn't perfect. It was a pretty good president, though. Um, and the sad thing about it is Nixon actually was a really good president too. And all of that nonsense with Watergate, and it was way overplayed, just like what they do with Trump. It's no different. It's
Yeah.
exact. It's literally a deja vu, right? Nixon didn't do anything that bad, really. It was just the press blew it out of proportion. He's become one of history's, bad guys, right? But he was
He's
actually a
naughty,
really good
man.
president. If you go back and study what he did and the successes he had, he was a very good president. That's
What I
all I have to
find
say.
here is what it has to say about Alan Moore viewing his audience
Mhm.
and deciding, this is the tone of the culture.
Mhm.
How I'm putting a comic book out. How am I going to appeal to people and make it to where they're going to be interested in how they're going to take, viewing the comic book based upon the characters that in it and the president that's used. So that's a very interesting choice to have gone with. Go all the way back to Nixon, when he had Carter, he had other people to choose from, or just make someone up.
True. Now Carter
I
was a
do
nice
have a
fellow, but
question.
a failure, a complete one. Go ahead. Would you stay there, Booster?
I have a question, Chester. I do.
Mhm.
See, I was going to ask whether or not the point of this article was that they were saying, "Hey, look, even Alan Moore made changes not to offend people. Does that make it okay today to make changes to not offend people?" Is that the point of this article?
It might be.
Oh,
It might be. So we haven't even seen it.
Thinking of CVR, yeah, it might be
Mhm.
what you're thinking, but like everything, not everybody has to takes the same thing out of the same article. So for
True.
us,
Mhm.
he changed the plot because he knew what his audience wanted,
Mhm.
and not to offend his audience, he changed it because
to
he
sell more comics.
Yeah.
there you go.
What a concept!
Yeah,
Yeah.
the way
but
the way
I-
you're putting it, Booster, I can definitely see CVR saying, "Look, Alan Moore changed the plot point. It's not to offend people because that's the political correct thing to do."
Mhm.
Completely missing the reason why Alan Moore changed it.
Yeah.
But
Ye- Yeah, I know. I get that point, but the problem that we're seeing these days is they're so concerned about not offending this 3% of the population that they're completely missing the point that they're offending the other 97%. You see,
Yeah.
this is the problem, right? Whereas in this case, he could have offended. I don't think people would have cared, to be honest with you, but he was protecting himself from offending 50% or 60% of the population at that time. So there was a very different look at it, right? It's more dynamic. But these days, all they care about is that little 3% and making their lives happy and special, and the rest of us can go straight to hell. That's the way they think. That's what they do.
well, I mean, and we can kind of see where they're going because in the SEC filing that Disney did recently, both Lucasfilm and Marvel Comics has been a loss for Disney.
Yeah.
They're losing money out of those two properties. What are they doing? Political identities and not being risk offending. So
Yeah.
we lost what we have lost since 2014 has been the cultural being reasonable to one another. Right now we're in that culture of outrage because every little thing offends people, every little thing, triggers them, microaggressions.
Yeah.
It's so silly.
All they need is all they need to go is be kicked into boot camp and say grow balls.
Yeah, well,
You
on
know,
that point, may I open an old wound? May I?
Uh-oh.
And I shall. My
do it.
wife forced me to watch Solo last night. Forced me,
Oh my.
right? And or was it last night? No, the day before. Sorry, the day before. And So watching Solo with my wife, and I had the impression myself because I hadn't seen it yet, obviously, and I had the idea. Well, it was really pretty much the failure of that film was really coming mainly from the Last Jedi. People, oh, wow, my brain just left me. People being upset about the Last Jedi and not going and seeing it, boycotting it to a sense. I thought it was mainly that, and I had seen a couple
Yeah.
of reviews, and I thought, it's a mama, like a five movie. I figured it'd be all right. That movie is really bad. I was shocked how bad. I expected it to be an average flick, but it's not. It's really bad. How in the world did that movie get out? I don't get it. I mean, it literally is wrong in every single way. And the acting was not great either, especially from that girl. I don't know her name, but she was awful. Um, and the movie didn't know what it
Which
wanted to
one?
be. The lead girl, the Kira, I think it was.
Amelia Clark.
Yeah, I mean, pick an accent, lady. I mean, she a really bad accent actor, man. She's really not good. Um, but
Wow.
but then the movie didn't know what it wanted to be. It started off as Oliver Twist. It literally was Oliver Twist, and then it went into Saving Private Ryan, and then it went into Dune, and then et cetera, et cetera. It just didn't know what it wanted to be. It didn't. You know what they should have done with that movie? They should have done the train heist, and that's it. The whole movie's about the train heist, him getting the money, to go back and get his girl. And of course, I don't know why we're doing the girl anyway. We already did the love of his life story. What are we going back to another love? What are you doing? But I mean, they should have made the
Well,
Mhm.
anyway. I could.
we,
I don't want to get too deep in it. Go
we
ahead.
always talk about how there's no good ideas, that they try to rehash things over and over again. Why don't they actually go to good ideas that have been written by good writers? And I thought, Han Solo in the corporate sector would have been a really good story to do, but few people may have actually read that.
Well,
So
just they should have picked a story because the whole movie
yeah,
is
yeah.
just jumping from one thing to the next. You can't have any time to
Mhm.
respect it. I felt no remorse or sadness when the Val, I think her name, died, or the Rio
Mhm.
guy, or
Oh,
I didn't care. I didn't because they just too quickly moving from one thing to another. It's like it was a bunch of vignettes strung together instead of being a movie. You know?
That's pretty much what it was. I mean, remember Ron Howard had to shoot this movie over again, so they are at a loss. Not just us, and Star Wars fan who are upset with the way they're going with the direction, but basically they took a loss because they did two movies for one stink. They should have stayed with the Lord Miller, which was going to be probably in the same veins like Lego Batman
Yeah,
or the
comedy.
Lego movie comedy,
Mhm.
where you're having him floundering around, him being the lead. And there's the problem. And here's the problems. They would have had Han Solo as the lead.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
wasn't.
And
He was like he was an observer in his own movie.
exactly. You know why? Because the Force is female.
I
And
guess.
that's why Kathleen Kennedy fired Lauren Miller,
Yeah,
because
well,
they had Han Solo as lead. He probably would have been like Elliot and be a bumbling, whatever, and still be the hero. But no, Force is female. That's why you had Kira. That's why you had this mercenary who's
the
a
Empress
fear.
nesting. Oh, dude, I must have said stupid for 15 minutes straight. I literally was just looking at the TV. Stupid, 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 stupid.
Baka.
Baka, baka, baka. Junto bajero. No. Anyway.
Normally when we have articles like this, I go with the benefit of the doubt and try to see, the good side of it. But knowing what CBR is and how this is written, I think maybe it was Denali that made the point that this is more of an article saying that he changed the plot to avoid offending people. So it's okay for us to change things now the way we're changing them, making them, more of this political outrage type mentality versus the way comics have always been made in the past.
No, well, I've been ignoring the chat, so let me come over here and say hello to Derek, Nick. How you guys doing? They're talking about Chris Pratt and his girl here. We got the Burning One. Who's the weird guy with the black and white mask? I guess
What,
that'd
you
be
mean
Rorschach. We have let's see here. Who else coming here? J-Pot Studio, welcome. We got a lot of the same thing. ValeNet is in here. Nice to see you. I see a couple questions directly. Oh hell, Chester is opening old wounds. I do apologize. Oh no, poor Chester. Yes, poor Chester. Your brain leaving you is the byproduct of watching Solo. Thank you, Jimmy. They all seem to agree on that. The Willie Mammoth says we should have had a Darth Vader cameo instead of Darth Maul one. Fans would have swarmed to the theaters for that reason alone. Yeah,
they
should
did.
have.
They
Yeah.
did.
Oh,
They
really?
did have a Darth Vader cameo.
I
Yeah,
didn't. Where?
it was during the Private Ryan's scene where he's like 3 years later and he's stuck in the field. Right in the background, you have Darth Vader walking with a lightsaber commanding the troops.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
See, but I'm not
Yeah.
gonna go. I'm gonna go back and find it though, Denelli. I'm not gonna do it.
It was that
But-
pointless.
Yeah, it was that pointless. So even they did have that cameo. Nobody came to watch it.
Wow. See, I didn't even know that.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, it's not Star Wars. My wife was saying the same thing the whole time. It's not Star Wars. It's not Han Solo.
not
Although
Star
that kid, what's his name, Aaron Reich. I didn't mind
Yeah.
him. I thought he was fine. He wasn't Han Solo, but I mean, he was fine. I had no problem with him. Actually, the only actual acting that really was abrasive was the girl. You know,
Because
and
you hate women.
no, that's not true at all.
Why do you
but,
hate women so much, Chester?
well, you know, I did marry one, and you know.
Oh man, poor her.
Mhm. Poor her. Well, anyway, let's move on here
What?
because we'll get
Yeah.
stuck in a rut with that one.
Yeah.
Wonderful, Denali.
Disney
Oh my
Pinocchio
gosh.
reboot Depart film. This would be the second one.
Is this a
And I don't
live
know.
action?
The live action one, yes.
Quote unquote live action.
There was one once, right, with Pee Wee Herman played Pinocchio. Anyone ever see that?
Wow, no, I haven't.
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh goodness,
Yeah.
I think that must be one of those alternate Mandela universe ones that I didn't exist in that universe. That's probably what happened with that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think Showtime used to have a series. It was like what's her name from The Shining? Shelley. What's her name? What's the girl from Shining? Shelley something. Duvall.
Yeah,
Duvall?
Shelley Duvall.
Shelley
It was
Duvall?
like- Yeah, it was like Shelley Duvall's fairy tales or something like that. She was sort of the executive or some kind of producer.
Executive producer.
Yeah, associate producer or something like that. And they did all these things with like Mick Jagger played the Nightingale. In
Wow.
one of them.
Gee,
Oh yeah,
I
these
don't
were
know
really
anything
good.
about this dude.
Yeah.
I guess I just wasn't rich enough boy to have HBO.
Well, I might be confusing that the Pee Wee Herman one might not have been attached to it, but it might have been.
Ooh,
But he
Derek.
did play a wooden boy.
Derek does have a very good point here. He says, "I would have much rather seen Tim Burton do Pinocchio than Dumbo." That's actually a fair point, dude. I
He
don't
did
know.
do it. It's called Edward Scissorhands.
Oh well, in a way, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is kind of Pinocchio-esque, isn't it? But yeah, I don't know. I guess they're having trouble. I don't know. This article means much to me. They have lost another director, I guess.
But this
Ah.
goes again with our conversation with Disney. I mentioned the other day that Disney is pushing out Aladdin, Dumbo, and I think Lion King. These three movies, and they would have pushed out Pinocchio had they not lost this director this year, because they are hemorrhaging money because of Star Wars
Yeah,
and Marvel Comics. So
true.
they're trying to push all these live action movies instead of doing one a year. What's their original plan? They're shoving it on all this year to regain money back.
Well, how much more evidence do you need that Hollywood is absolutely creatively bankrupt? You know, we're just seeing a top talent like Disney going through their bloody franchises now, dissecting them, chopping them up, and churning them out again and calling it live action, slapping on us, they're calling it a new bloody movie when it's just the same crap, just done live action, right? it's not making a new movie, and I don't see the point of doing a shot-for-shot remake of a movie that's already good. This is crap.
Dude, but Will
This is
Smith will
just-
be blue. He will be blue.
Oh my goodness, Will Smith. So
They can make him as bloody blue as they want. He's not the fudging genie.
Hey, this
Now,
is so. I
they'll
have
be like, hey, yo,
I
you
have
want
a
some
steel
witches?
trap.
Alright, I'm gonna give y'all some witches. You want to be a prince? Bam! Yeah, y'all's a prince now. This is just it's crap.
Hey, here's my steel trap memory from pop culture.
Mhm, mhm.
It was related to Shelley Duvall's fairy tales.
oh my,
Pinocchio.
Todd.
I'm
Yeah.
so glad you found something that no one remembers or cares about. Good job, dude.
Oh my God! If you're gonna see live action Pinocchio, just go see this.
So I actually disagree once again, as I often do. I think that Disney's Pinocchio being live action would actually be one of the few movies to actually redo live action and it work. And because the rest of them you don't need to do them, right? We've seen Little Mermaids, we've seen the rest, we've seen Beauty and the Beast, right? It was made, it was wonderful, it was great. Pinocchio though has something different. And I think if you did the animation, and it would have to be some form of animation, right, of the actual Pinocchio marionette. If you created the marionette and it was blocky, right, clunky, and it moved around with the strings, and then of course came to life, and it would have to be CGI and done correctly. I think it would be a lot like that. Kind of the Jurassic Park moment, where all of a sudden, wow, dinosaurs are existing with people on screen, concept of seeing a little wooden boy actually move around and walk with people. That's more interesting than just seeing it animated, because they're real people around this thing. And then of course it becomes a boy later on.
They wouldn't even to CGI the character. They would just have to CGI the strings out.
That's true.
And let him have the blocky guy right there, and
However,
and then the actors could actually act against something.
For opposing views, John Diller, Game the System, says, "Oh no, Pinocchio! They're finally getting around to ruining my favorite Disney cartoon." Dave says, "Pinocchio starring Ezra Miller." You know what, dude? I know you're saying that jokingly, but I bet you Ezra would do a really good job with that. I've seen
He'll be the voice.
he would, and I've seen him jumping and bouncing around as he does. Actually, I think he'd be a great Pinocchio. Interestingly enough.
There are no strings on me.
Yes, exactly. J-Pot Studio says,
Yeah.
"What is the definition of live action these days? No more than 80% CG."
Right? Like, look what they're doing to Lion King, yeah? They're just making that all computer-generated nonsense. That's
it's
not
just-
live action, or else those
animated,
animals
yeah.
would be trying to murder each other.
True. Yep. Pokefire says, "Okay, so I'm actually excited for Lion King. I can finally watch it." Okay. Bob Iger made Disney devoid of creativity. Nick W. I don't know. Maybe he's to blame. I see Good Dog Press is in here with Manny. How you doing, Manny? Tank Ferret, of course, is in here. But I would say, just like I said, when I watched Solo, my wife said something interesting while we were watching it. She said, with a very sad face, "Disney has ruined Star Wars." And
Yep.
Has you only just figured that out, or?
well, no, I think, like I've said before, she's actually a bigger Star Wars fan than me, and she, I think, was holding out hope, right? Holding out hope. But then we watched the Solo movie, and it was quite obvious that no, which is interesting, because I made the observation to her that because we have seen a fair to good movie from Disney regarding Star Wars, and that was Rogue One. Now I know there's some people like it, some don't, but overall it was a simple, fun movie, and because they had one story and they told it, right? But if you look at Rogue One and you look at Solo, they're literally a mirror of each other in what to do and what not to do, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's but yeah, I think there's a lot of people like my wife who aren't necessarily ultra Star Wars nerds like we may be, but love the movie, love the franchise, and they're done. Right? This is what Disney has succeeded in. They've succeeded in getting not only the fans' ire, but gaining the ire of the general public. And so, good for you, Disney. Good job. Really good job.
Which we know
Yeah.
what the fate episode 9 is going to be.
Oh, we're not even gonna watch it, dude.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's
Yeah,
good or not.
I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done.
When The Force Awakens came out, I kind of went, "Oh man, it's not quite right, but there's enough there that maybe the next one is going to be okay, depending upon where they go and where they already started, stabbing they just slit its throat with The Last Jedi, and then I was done. I was like, all right, they killed it. They ruined everything that was Star Wars out of Star Wars.
Yeah. Availness says no one cared that everyone died in Rogue One. No one. Doesn't that tell you something? Yeah, okay. The characters weren't memorable or anything like that, but the movie overall was solid, right? But I get your point.
What brought it up? What brought it up was just the Darth Vader scene at the end.
Oh, that was a great ender to the movie. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
No, I didn't like the guy with the big gun that died. I don't think he should have died. Because he learned from the blind guy that the Force could be a powerful entity, and then he believed. Then he should have went forward on taking that with him to others.
Oh, is that what he learned?
But that's me.
I thought he learned that his gay lover died, and he got really angry and rushed into combat and got blown away because he lost his focus.
Oh my God! Oh no, Booster would say.
Oh no.
Well, that's what it was. But once again, no one cares. But the movie was solid, though. Let me jump through these real quick because we got to do some IndieCron today, just to kind of look at them real quick. Just kind of run through here. Michelle Yeoh is going to be doing a spinoff for STD. They should have had her as a captain from the beginning. Don't know what they were thinking.
But they're going to do the underside of the Federation, the Dark Federation. So it's going to be bad.
Probably. But I mean, honestly, if they had stuck with her as the showrunner and had built something around her, they would have been much better off because she's a well-respected actress. She's pretty good at what she does. But they've already dug that grave. It's done, right? Skybound has this pretty lady, and they're doing a Korean version of or the villainess from Korea. So a Korean movie, and we know they can do those well.
Yeah, what they're doing is
the Koreans.
They're adapting the movie into a TV series, and they got the original Korean studio and director to do the pilot episode.
Cool.
And work with them.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. This over here, Paramount.
Developing a third reboot of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies.
Just let it die. Let it die.
Goodness gracious.
But honestly, how would you like to be Eastman and Laird? Like, you did something and you did it only for a little while. It's not like this was gangbusters and they did it for a number of years. They did it for such a short time span. It was maybe about 8 years, and bam, it has like regenerated life so many times. It's absolutely incredible that they still exist today.
Yeah,
they're like the Flintstones of our era.
They are, but they keep screwing it up. So go ahead, screw it up again. Make less money. Keep losing money. Good job, Paramount. Now, Paramount, if you want to get really deep in the conversation, which we can't, but if you want to get deep in the conversation, just go look at Paramount's plus minuses for the past few years. Just go take a look at it. These guys are hemorrhaging money. They don't know what they're doing. The people in charge simply don't know how to make movies, and they're losing money like crazy, dude. Paramount is dead walking because of the idiots that are running it. That's the reality.
They're the Walking Dead.
They are. This right here is maybe cool. Disney Plus is talking about more spin-offs, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, and more possibly.
Moon Knight.
Yeah,
I love Moon Knight, but and I don't know if they do it well or not, but we'll have to see because Disney is pushing hard on this the streaming service.
So just to talk briefly, they're saying the Hawkeye would probably be him passing the mantle to female Hawk Girl. Hawkeye. That's the movie. Moonlight. It's going to be all progressive, and Century mental illness progressive. There you go. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. And John Dillage says that an Honest John will be played by Angelina Jolie. Wonderful. All right, here we go. Hannibal, star Mads Mikkelsen claims there is always hope for season 4. Ooh, I love Hannibal. That was a
Yeah.
good show. I love Mads Mikkelsen in general.
Yeah.
But
He's cool
so
as well.
so he's saying that the showrunner Brian Fuller is looking for a new home for Hannibal season 4.
that'd be cool. I enjoyed that series quite a bit. And then a last little one we wanted to cover real quick is just more stupidity. NPC Universal, basically, with these folks, want to launch a streaming service in 2020. Pay attention. This isn't working. Don't do this. It's not going to help
Another
you.
streaming service, huh? Bloody hell. People
didn't we
don't
see
want to
something
pay for
interesting?
5 different bloody streaming services, man. They don't want that many bills coming out at the end of the month.
Well, haven't we seen something interesting happen with Titans? Didn't it come out for the DC streaming service, and you can now find it on Netflix?
Well, that was always the plan, to bring it onto the international after it was done on DC Universe, because it's only DC Universe is a US only thing. Even though some of
So
the
what's the
sneaky
point?
buggers can still use DC Universe.
So I can see it on Netflix. So I don't need DC streaming.
I don't know if you can in America.
Well,
I don't
there's
think
a
it's-
thing called
Oh, maybe they
VPN
like
that
that.
allows you to move around. But anyway,
And not to mention the Wolf. Why would you want to?
yeah, exactly.
Ding.
But I
True.
love these pictures of these executives here. First of all, on the left, we got the guy that's like, no, I don't want to buy your insurance. This guy in the middle, yeah, get another drink. And this lady here, baby, please stop wearing things that are inappropriate for your age. Please.
Oh,
Please.
I thought that was
I think
Crypt
she's a
Keeper.
nice lady.
Doesn't matter. Dress your age. It's okay to get old. There's nothing wrong with getting old. It's all right. This is ridiculous. Quit being a fool. Stop drinking. I don't want your insurance. I mean, that's what these guys look like. Anyway.
Oh no.
Chester, we'll keep
Yeah.
telling you it's okay for you to get old.
It is okay
It's
to get
okay.
old. There's nothing wrong with it, dude. Anyway, we're going to finish out the show here with Unicron. We haven't really come over here much. Of course, we plug it every day, as we should, because the Unicron is
We
the
have
sponsor of this
to.
channel. We're required.
Or
That's
else
right.
Pixel Trader will spank me again.
We don't want that because he enjoys it too much. But we're actually starting to get some new projects,
Leave
guys.
a miss.
Therefore, let's come down here and take a look. And you see they have some of these what's coming, and they're starting to do some of those changes up top, which is really cool. But today we want to actually focus on looking at some new stuff. So we got Samurai and Dinosaur graphic novel, The Good Night, Nightmare Realm 1. We have Problematic Collection. Model 3 is relaunching, or no, he closed that one, sorry. Let's see, is anything made some money offhand that's new? Nope. Nope, I don't see anything that's new that's jumped up real quick. Nope. All right, so let's go back to these. So which one you guys want to look at today? We have Samurai and Dinosaurs, we have The Good Night, and we have...
Well, obviously
Problematic.
Samurai and Dinosaurs. Why are you making this a choice, Chester?
All right, there you go. Good enough. All right, here we go. So, Denali, why don't you start off in the title and just look at the top of the page and tell us what you think, man. Denali?
Yeah, I think it looks really great. Jeez. Oh, jeez, I'm Denali. I love the look of this. Wow.
Okay, that was very helpful. What about you, DeWolf?
Oh my goodness. Let's see. Yeah, normally like what we want to see, right? So you have a video that's good, and the video does also have, the cover of the book. That it doesn't have anything that's just actually distracting, that doesn't show me anything good. So I'm not sure how whatever picture does show up in the video, that whatever thumbnail it is, this one actually works. So I'm good there.
Mm-hmm. Although I think I'd
an
rather
elite
just see
group
a
of
picture, personally.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no one's
yeah.
clicking that video.
no, people
one's-
don't watch
But
videos.
you start with Samurai and Dinosaurs, and then we get an elite group of samurai go toe to claw against Jurassic beasts displaced in time. That's cool. That makes me want to scroll down
It is cool.
and see more.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now they've been on for a day only, and they've only made $86, so they didn't have a great killer start. But we'll see how things go.
You got to plan ahead.
Mhm.
You got to start your campaign early. We know that. Yeah. Right, Todd?
That's right.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm Todd.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't know who Mike Murphy is. Maybe you guys do, but I haven't seen him doing anything that I know of. And maybe I missed something, but we have said a lot that when you come up with these projects, you really want to have some kind of base. Now we see something like, say, White Widow, which we talked to those guys, Jamie Tyndall last week. But that's a little bit different. He's already kind of like the hot superstar, right? A lot of people are paying attention to him, so he already has that kind of a built-in base without having to build one, right? But I don't know Mike Murphy. Someone could correct me if they do know who he is. But you got to build that up a little bit. But Booster, why don't you go ahead and read this overview here and see if it's as interesting as that tag up top.
Sure. Oh, there is a thorn. sorry, it's a little Denali voice. There is a thorn in time, and the only ones who can fix the damage it's created are a small group of highly specialized samurai. We're looking for help in raising $8,000 to fund the printing and distribution of this already completed 100-page graphic novel. Samurai and Dinosaurs. They had a capital I there in Dinosaurs. That's a
typo.
Samurai and Dinosaurs is a historical fantasy tale filled with steel claws, thrills, and revenge from start to finish.
All right. Well, there's some interesting points here. One, they want to printing and distribution 8,000, which is pretty standard, I think. They have a 100-page graphic novel already finished. Okay, that's good.
I like that it's already finished. That's very good news to me.
Yeah. Like Todd says, you want to at least have half your comic book inked before you even start your campaign.
True. But here we are. We're coming down. We have this big thing here. We still haven't seen any real art or anything. But anyway, hello, potential backers.
Wait. What is Schleprock doing in this comic? Wait, go down. Do you remember who Schleprock was?
Oh, Schleprock.
No, I have no clue.
The hell is Schleprock?
When they rebooted the Flintstones, it was sort of Bam Bam and Pebbles. Schleprock was one of the characters, and you couldn't see his face because his hair covered it. You can only see.
Yeah,
I don't remember. Yeah.
No.
But anyway, let me read through this real quick. Hello, potential backers. I'm Mike Murphy, one half of the creative team behind Samurai and Dinosaurs, written by myself and drawn by powerhouse European cartoonist, the comic artist Sergio Calvet. This tale was an early collaboration of ours dating back to 2010. Okay. The Samurai and Dinosaur focuses on an elite group of samurai dispatched in the Japanese wilderness to explore a meteor that came crashing down from the heavens a little over a year prior. What they discover is a thorn in time that is bleeding one era into another. Will they survive the journey, fight some dinosaurs, and stop time from bleeding? That's where you come in. Sergio and I would like to enhance the original script and art, add pages, and make their overall presentation live up to our original expectations. We're asking for your help to make this dream a reality. In exchange for your hard-earned money, you'll receive a copy of Samurai and Dinosaurs fresh off the presses. If this campaign proves a success, we have stretch goals we're considering. But for now, our focus is on meeting our target goal. This book is an homage to the works of director Akira Kurosawa, Seven Samurai, and visual effects legend Ray Harryhausen. That's cool. Clash of the Titans, etc., etc. It is filled with gorgeous art, and we're positive you'll have a great time with it. Will you help us bring Samurai and Dinosaurs remastered to the world at large? Sergi and I hope that you will. Well, that's pretty good. I like that. And boom.
Hey, you evoked Akira Kurosawa and Ray Harryhausen. I mean, that gives me some interest.
It does.
Okay, I want to see a full page. So
here we go. There it is. Great art. It's just amazing. It's killer art. It is.
Are you being sarcastic?
I'm being sarcastic.
It's good art for his style.
Okay.
Right? It is consistent.
Okay.
But I'm going to say that this is not necessarily the art that Chester...
Wait a minute. I don't care the art, but he's not telling a story. Like, no words. You should be able to tell sort of what's going on by not the words not being there. And this is all people
dinosaurs, Todd.
Yeah, but they're all facing me. Like everybody's looking at, like almost like they're looking at the camera. And
Yep, it is. It's all face on, except for this one, which is slightly off front. But yeah, that's a good point. See, that's why we have artists with us to point these things out.
two people talking to each other in the same panel should look like they're interacting. Or, I mean, are they shouting at us? Maybe that's it. Maybe this is a third wall comic. That would actually be a good idea.
Interesting.
I don't
Like
know,
they're-
dude. I will admit that I am a bit of an art snob, I guess, because I'm very particular about the kind of art I like, and I understand there's style and people like different styles, and it's all you know, depends on who you are, etc., etc. I get it, but I personally don't care for this at all. Just me, you know.
You have to go back to Earthworm Jim comes to mind,
I
right?
don't like that either.
And see, right?
Oh,
so and
that's
even
the bias.
the turtles, even when the turtles came out, right? They're man-sized turtles. How do you draw that? And they got those big, goofy, bubbly heads, right?
Mhm.
Big, goofy, bubbly mouths. And you have to pick an art form, and you have to go with it. This is their art form, and it may not appeal to everyone. But then again, the story concept, that bleeding of eras and throughout time, it sounds like an interesting story.
Oh yeah, no, give your opinion, guys. I mean, it's just my opinion on the art, you know. And it's interesting that Todd makes that point that everything is facing me, and he's right. Everything
That's
is
true,
facing
yeah.
me. It's straight on. Everything. Yeah. It's all, you
And-
know.
I don't know who it's almost like they're talking to people that are looking at them. You know, like all the words, hey, you over there, do you guys want to have a fight? No, we don't want to have a fight. It's like, that's how the feeling I get. It's like, but the dinosaurs are coming. It's like, we're like, I don't get it. There's no interaction here.
Now, Willie Reed in the chat, he says he's a sucker for nice cartoony styles. So, it's definitely like Samurai Jack is very cartoony. You know,
Yeah, see, I love that,
Samurai
though.
Jack is.
I love Samurai Jack.
When I first saw it, I went, no, I don't want to watch this. But it was an interesting story. Of course, great music. And then the style grew on me. So this could grow on you, Chester.
There
Give it
you
a
go.
shot.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that it's not good. I'm just saying I don't like this particular art, and it puts me off a little bit. And that's just me. But yeah, I like Samurai Jack. I
I am
also like
not-
the Turtles.
I'm not bagging on the style of the art because it's cartoony and stuff like, because it's just, but it's the storytelling. You know, I'm not sure I'm getting the vibe of the person actually knows how to tell a story. Where did this woman even come from that he's grabbed, or she's dying? Like, go above that and
Well,
see
from the fire. He saved her from the fire.
It seems so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, show me above it where he's doing that. I guess it's not there. Yeah,
And it's
so
supposed to be
I'm just
it's supposed to be a remastered, so maybe they should have shown some of the picture that they're actually remastering.
Maybe. That would have been interesting, huh? Yeah, that would have been interesting. What have
Let's try
you
one
done?
more.
When a dog behaves
Let's try one
poorly,
more of
do
these
you
guys.
not cast stones at its hide? Does it sting, Ren? Ah! Okay. Okay.
Stingaroo?
Is there more? Keep going. Is there more after that?
Our movement will be limited, but enough distance between those around you. Watch the shadows. This isn't right. Dragon's right. We're being
Doragon.
watched. Doragon's
Those
right.
two people are talking to
We're
each other,
watched.
and they're not looking at each other.
Oh! Ah!
We are but insects. Okay, whatever.
In the
Cry?
land of the lost.
Yeah, okay, that was horrible. People are going to be in pain for days. Do I like Usagi Ujimbo? You better damn believe it. And that's an awesome comic book, dude.
And that guy's a really good storyteller.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
I totally
Yeah, no, I get you. And what you're saying there, Vailnid. John Dillard says Indiegogo is for supporting creators and projects you want to get behind and see future project from. This just like one that's done one and done hand-to-hand sale of a regular book. Maybe. No, I get,
But
and I
what
agree
John
with that.
Dillard was talking about earlier is that completed books should just go onto Amazon, and I don't understand that thinking. Doesn't he need this money for printing and distribution?
That's what he needs it for. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
John is saying. Basically, he's using this as a store, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So he could just go to Amazon and get the same thing, you think?
They could sell it on Amazon, but I get what they're doing. They're trying to catch the buzz and heat that's been going on in Indiegogo. I get that. I understand that. They had an old project. And they're like, hey, how can we make money off of this? Let's drop it on Indiegogo. That's what they're doing. And I personally have no problem with that. Some people get really offended by using these crowdfunder platforms as simply a store. I personally don't. I have no problem with that. It's just another way to advertise, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Timing is everything. Maybe the first time out in 2010, things didn't go well, or the timing wasn't right. So maybe they think, oh, maybe timing is perfect now. And that, good luck to them. I mean, I don't have a problem with them doing
No,
that or
no,
trying
I don't know. Yeah.
because what do they, I mean, even if they make 8,000 and they, what do you think they're making? I don't know why people think you can make, this is not a money-making machine.
No, it's
Nobody's doing 500,000.
I mean, if you're just printing and distributing, you don't need $8,000, surely.
No, you might. You might. Because shipping, you gotta pay for shipping too. You don't want to be like, oh, I got the book printed,
Well,
and it came to me.
They're
now-
paying for shipping, to be fair.
Do you know you know how much money it takes to ship this across millions of years?
A lot.
Yeah.
It's very expensive.
Or
But
thousands
no,
of years,
it
depending
seems
on
to
the
me,
point.
by doing the research and the stuff for the Tales from Beyond the Gate, to do just the basic function of a campaign, the basic, you need about $5,000, and that is cost, right? That's flat cost, right? So what they're looking at doing here, it seems, is trying to make $3,000 off the project. It's not a lot of money, but hey, it's money. So that's what you're looking at here, and I have no qualms with it. I think they should go for it, but it's just it doesn't catch me personally. If it catches you, you should go over and support them for sure, because the page looks fine. There could have been some other things added here or there, but yeah, it's really one of those things. It's not something I'm jumping up and down saying you have to back this, but if it's something you like, you should definitely support these type of people coming out, because this is a small creator, obviously, right?
And if this looked like if it had a polished look, I'd be all over getting this guy to come on our show.
A click to play.
Okay.
Play well.
And it's interesting too. We have Lorenzo Sleestack in here, and I've traveled a long way to journeyed from the land of the lost.
This is
No wonder
actually
he's
kinda
confusing
cool.
days.
Sleestack, yeah.
Be prepared. This is Dennis.
Hello, potential backers. I'm Mike Murphy, one half of the creative team behind Samurai and Dinosaurs Remastered. Written by myself and drawn by powerhouse European cartoonist and comic artist Sergio Calvé, this tale was an early collaboration of ours dating back to 2010.
That page again.
Samurai and Dinosaurs focuses on an elite group of samurai dispatched into the Japanese wilderness to explore a meteor that came crashing down from the heavens a little over a year prior.
The same thing he did down here.
What they discover is a thorn in time that is bleeding one era
word
into
for word,
another.
He's reading it.
Will they survive the journey, fight some dinosaurs, and
see here?
If stretch goals we're considering,
it's the
Dinosaurs Remastered to the world at large.
Okay, all right. So basically, all he did was literally read this right here. That's what he did. He read this. No.
We didn't need you to read it.
Huh?
Well, that means we didn't need you to read it in the first place.
It didn't need me to read it at all. That could be a better video. See, I was afraid to click on it, but DeWolf made me do it. It's his fault.
There's a lot that's my fault.
It is.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Overall, I mean, for me, it's I'm not so interested. What do you think, Todd?
Do you really want to know what I think?
Yeah.
Or are you talking to him?
No, I'm talking to you, dude.
Both Todds are in this equation.
It could just, when you're talking about a style like it's like cartoony, I don't have my hands on a lot of the material, so I can't really tell. I'm not it could just be perfectly fine. And as far as how it reads and stuff. Maybe it's meant to be like this, because that could be a choice that's being made. But it's not. It's just not something for me. I mean, I don't know. I think I've already picked on it a little bit, and I don't really want to sound like I'm being harsh. But I would come up with a better cover than that. I don't mind sort of a silhouetted image, but you really have two silhouetted images, and it doesn't grab my attention at all.
No, I get your
I
point.
like the cover.
Oh, there you go. What do you think about it, DeWolf?
Yeah, I like the cover. I think that in this particular case, samurai and dinosaurs, like Booster says, how can you go wrong with that? I think the two silhouetted images do work together well.
Cool. All right.
Maybe some watercolor. This art would go really nice with watercolor.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Maybe they should print it on like really good paper where you could take it home and watercolor it yourself.
Ooh.
I could. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be like sort of cathartic.
What do you think? Cool. What do you think, Booster?
Well, for starters, right, this is apparently a 100+ completed project, right? So why are we seeing 3 images for a preview? They should be giving us about 15, right? And giving us more of a preview of the story, right? To really guess what we're interested in. And maybe it's just like the 15-year-old boy in me talking, but when I was thinking samurai versus dinosaurs, I was hoping for a bit of bloodshed in the previews, right? A bit of katanas going through dinosaurs and such, and then there's a big T-Rex, and they're like, oh no, it's a T-Rexaroo! And then that's like where the preview ends. Oh, that would have been awesome! But
yeah,
it looks lackluster. I'm afraid to say. I don't like being mean, but I feel like more could have been done with this.
Right here, we should have had an actual scene where some actual fighting was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Oh, cool.
Okay, now wait. Go back to that image you're just looking at, where the dinosaur. Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm. So his feet are on the ground, and those dinosaurs are coming up out of the ground. Am I wrong?
Out of the brush.
I think it's leaping. Yeah.
No. I'm talking about those two heads. They're at almost like if you construct this in your mind as the way it looks, their heads are popping up out of the ground.
They're a little
even though I know they're back there in the brush, but you got to understand you're looking down like almost like a bird's eye view, sort of off center a little bit.
Oh, I get you. So the perspective slightly off. Yeah. Okay.
And I don't like the tree trunk growing out of the dinosaur's head either.
Right. That's what you know what that is. I'm going to teach you a term, Mr. DeWolf.
I love terms.
They call that tangents.
Oh,
he created
tangent.
Yeah.
So that's not tangent, or it is tangent.
It's a tangent line. He's created something. Yeah. He's created something that makes.
Are we going on a tangent on tangent?
Weird.
Oh, good. Here we go.
This is layered.
He either looks like he's wearing a jester hat that has sort of the appearance of a tree, or a tree is growing out of his head.
Yeah.
Nick W says, I can't take it anymore. Admit it. The book is terrible. Yeah, we're just trying to be nice, dude. We don't want to be mean. I get what you're saying. It doesn't look good to me. I've said that very smoothly. Other people are having different opinions, but Denali, give us your opinion, because we also need to have you take us out.
Okay. So looking at this, I think John Diller made the excellent point why for a campaign, it's like I said, it says it's a remastering, but what is exactly being remastered? Show us those pages, get us excited for it. Mm-hmm. But this whole first impression of this campaign has been kind of lackluster. It takes, except for the wolf, everybody else on this panel is kind of like, it's a pass. And normally, normally I would try to say, okay, give it a chance, but in this case, it's like the art style's not even doing to me, and there's no story to follow that kind of got me hooked. So, and it's not even colored. I mean, it's black and white, which I'm fine with. Like yesterday, we did a lot of black and white comics, but the story was solid. and that's the key difference. You know, I
Yes.
can deal with black and white comics as long as you give me a gripping, good story
Yes.
that you keep me entertained.
But-
And this one here has even shown a story, just several pages out of context.
Yes, but
that-
you are comparing apples with dead carcasses on the road, dude. Yesterday we were
Right.
looking at the Black Monday Murders, which is one of the most gorgeous books you can find.
Right, but there's color in there.
There a
but I
little
was
bit, a little
talking,
bit. Yeah.
but I was saying, it's the story that's gripping. And
Mm.
yes, speaking of that, we do have a special guest this Friday at
We
8
do.
p.m. on Fanspeak, Tom Corker. Thank you to Todd Maruti for setting that up.
Yes.
Who's that?
He is the artist on the Black Monday Murders, dude. And if you haven't read that yet, go read that.
I will. I'll get round to that
yeah,
right now.
The art is spectacular, but actually the
Right.
I'm going to save it for Friday. I'm going to save it. Go ahead.
Yeah. But at this moment, if they need to redo the page, the campaign, I kind of in agreement with Todd about the two silhouettes covered, because either you have the dinosaur illustrated or you have the sword illustrated. Having two silhouettes is kind of redundant, and it's kind of plain. But moving from there, I do agree with the Wolf saying it should have been watercolor. It probably would have made that more interesting and a little more palatable. But it is each to their own. But thank you for joining on Fanspeak. We do appreciate you spending some time with us. And as always, your perception shapes your reality, so always make it a good one.
Namaste.
Namaste.
All right, guys.
Gesundheit.
Gesundheit. Later.
Aloha.